Well, that time has come at long last. It is time for us to finally get this season wrapped up and in the books for the Lamborghini Super Trofeo Series. Welcome to the season finale at the Autodromo Nazionale Monza. It is going to be a very, very intense race for everybody out here tonight as we get set to see who can come out on top in what will be a dead heat for the championship running. Who knows what could be taking place here tonight. It is going to be a thrilling ride with Ricky Freeman Jr. and Zachary DeBello both tied for the points lead in a winner-takes-all situation. But if somehow both of them end up DNFing on the day, Aiden Smith still is within a shout to go and steal the win away, which would be by just a single point. A very broad split then, and that's not the only battle. You can also see Brock and Cologne tied for fourth place in the points, with Nanico and the sixth place driver in points also still nice and tight. Qualifying already underway. You can see about 5 cars already out on the racetrack, with more looking set to try to push through as well. And there is a lot that is going to be had in this race. The Autodromo Nazionale Monza has a reputation for being one of the best possible tracks for overtaking that you can find in the world. With all of the long straights and hard braking zones, we should be in for a very, very exciting run then here today. Looks like the 82 car of Aiden Smith will be the first driver to attempt to put down a flying lap. And there you can see DeBello throwing his way through the Ascari chicane. Most of the drivers in the field currently on out laps will ride on board here with the number 82 car of Aiden Smith for one lap. So Aiden Smith setting that benchmark time with a 1:49.917. Cameron Preston sets the second lap, but already a second off. So some pretty big spreads. This is one of the drivers that we're really looking for, a 1:49, I believe. It's 1:48.360. Second and a half up on Aiden Smith. That will put now Zachary DeBello on pole position. One by one, drivers start to click their times in. Already only 3 minutes remaining in qualifying. Laps are long around here. A lot of these drivers waited a little bit longer to get their laps in as well, so it could be a pretty tight battle then at the top of the boards. Driver is only going to have time for 1 or 2 more laps to put in on the day. Watch it, Ricky Freeman Jr. right behind Cody go fourth. of course, Junior, one of those drivers that is really looking to try to put his car up on pole position. Crosses the line, but can't get there. Only good enough for fourth, a second off of DeBello's time, who still sits 8/10 up from Luca Garza. Patrick Smith will go 7th, then Aiden Smith trying to improve on an 8th place time just behind him. Coming around through the last corner at the Parabolica. Does improve, goes 5th fastest. Drivers like Bobby Vincent are right behind. Vincent has yet to set a time, and he's going to have enough time for one more. 6th fastest, and DeBello bails into pit road. DeBello not confident that he could improve on that, or satisfied he wouldn't be bested, but Cologne gets a little bit closer, 6/10. Still a long way back, though. William Brock will go 4th on the boards. How about Mason Skinner? Green in all sectors so far for his lap. But he will not get even close to the top of the boards. 2.7 seconds off. And then here comes Casey Nanico. We'll see if he enters pit road. There's only 1 minute left in qualifying. And he is going to go into pit road. Looks like Cody go 4th. Will follow suit. I would imagine he's orange in all sectors so far. And he is in. So is Ricky Freeman Jr. So one by one, drivers starting to close on in. Not a lot of cars left out there on the racetrack. 20 seconds on the clock. There is Aiden Smith, the first driver to set a lap and had the benchmark time, and he started to fall back. He is also going to be going into pit road. No doubt, though, unsatisfied with his qualifying run. There's the number 26 car as checker flag flies. Bobby Vincent coming around the Parabolica will also take to the lane. All drivers on track still in their orange sectors. So it really does look like everybody's going to be entering pit road here. Nobody wanted to go out and set another lap. You can see Barrett, and here comes Skinner, but also takes it to the lane. That just leaves Cameron Preston out there on the racetrack, and Preston, of course, just finished his flying lap, and I imagine he's on an in-lap for the time being. He was green in the first 2 sectors, but orange in all the sectors after that. That tells me he's not really going to be able to improve all that much on his time as he swings his way now through the Parabolica. And he's actually going to go and try to see if he can improve, but does not. Qualifying is now complete, and it's time to take a rundown of your starting grid in just a few moments for what should be a very, very exciting season finale for us here at the Autodromo Nazionale Monza. Cars starting to line up on the grid, and you can see Zachary DeBello and Stephen Cologne side by side on the front row. Luca Garza is 3rd with William Brock in 4th. Casey Nanico is 5th. Ricky Freeman Jr. has some work to do in 6th if he wants to get past DeBello for the championship. Shea Barrett is in 7th with Aiden Smith in 8th. Bobby Vincent is 9th with Leo Devlin in 10th. Cody go 4th. Starting near the back of the field in 11th with Patrick Smith down in 12th. That will leave the likes of Cameron Preston and Mason Skinner, 2 drivers that are 1.2 and 1.3 seconds off of just the next closest driver, 2.6 and 2.7 off of pole sitter Zachary DeBello. It's time to go racing then, and it's time to crown a champion. And the field gets away clean. DeBello cuts across, trying to keep Stephen Colon at bay. Here comes, though, Luca Garza trying to find the outside line. It's going to be 3 wide, down into the first chicane on the day. Contact between Brock and Colon, but they're able to keep it steady, and the field manages to cycle its way through the first chicane without further incident. DeBello's already pulled out about 5 car lengths on Stephen Colon, 6/10 gap. Garza fighting it out with William Brock for 3rd place as they swing their way through Curva Grande, down towards the second chicane. Brock bails out. Here comes Danigo trying to take the fight to Luca Garza. It's not going to happen, though, through the second chicane. Everybody single file. Imagine opening a couple of laps. How about William Brock, though, starting to really slip back in a hurry? Brock has had something go wrong. He's fallen from 3rd place all the way down to 8th. He's about to go down to 9th as well. The 26 car of Bobby Vincent has his say. He does not, though. Go 4th, takes the outside away through the second Lesbo, trying to make up a move on Bobby Vincent, trying to put him down a spot. You've also got Leo Devlin in that very pink BWT machine, trying to find a hole through as well. But for now, up in front, Zachary DeBella has the lead. Casey Danigo attacks Luca Garza for 3rd. He'll take the outside into the Scary chicane. So it looks like it'll be a very clean opening lap here then. Zachary DeBello looking set to lead it. Already has almost a 1-second gap over Stephen Colon, thanks to all of the battling, especially that 3 wide into the first chicane. The only contact so far, I believe, was when William Brock got into Stephen Colon. So he got pinched in on the apex. Oh, there's a late block there. The 82 car, Aiden Smith, blocking Brock all the way down to the pit wall. Brock's going to immediately swing back to the outside line. Will he try to break later to take that spot away? He's going to be side by side, just has the nose in there. Really pinches in Aiden Smith to the apex, but Smith is going to battle back on corner exit. All the while, you've got drivers like Cameron Preston and Patrick Smith battling with each other as well. Looks like Brock won out in that fight between himself and Aiden Smith. Leo Devlin under fire from Patrick Smith, who wants to find a way through into the second chicane. A little bit of a hop over the curves for Devlin, but he keeps it steady. Aiden Smith, though, now dropping back, just like William Brock did on the opening lap. Bell has pulled over 1 second now, up from Stephen Colon. Seems like a replay on what happened here to Aiden Smith. Just slow on the exit. I wonder if he cut the chicane a little bit too tight and got unsettled, and that's what caused him to lose all of that time. On board now with Aiden Smith as he tries to close up to the back end of Bobby Vincent. Going to be blazing down the pit straight here and trying to use that draft to reel him on in. Ricky Freeman Jr. has the upper hand on Luca Garza. He's up in 5th place already. Looks for the inside. Going to send it to the inside into the first chicane. Garza's going to fight this one back, though. Exit of turn 1. Freeman still has the nose in there, though. Drag race out through Curva Grande as they exit the first chicane, and I think Junior just poked his nose into 4th place, and he has. Junior will go defensive. Luca Garza deeper on the brakes, trying to fight the outside. He's going to take it right back in the second chicane. Tell you what, Junior might be battling for a championship, but these drivers not making it any easier for him. Right behind him, you can see Shea Bear, William Brock going side by side through Lesbo 1. Brock's going to bail out as they approach Lesbo 2. And that will allow the 44 car to stay in front and close at the top 5 for just a touch longer. Brock will immediately take that spot back, goes high side through the Ascar chicane to take that away. Shea Barrett losing a huge chunk of time because of that, as well as that. A lot of cars battling through the Ascar chicane. How about, oh my goodness! Cameron Preston not happy that he lost the spot to Smith. Really squeezed in Skinner, who was forced to slam the brakes to avoid getting run over. Vincent trying to make a run and go forward, but I think go forward has got way too much speed on him. Too much distance for him to realistically make an attack down into turn one, and in fact he does. Still about half a car back. Bad line there, though, for the number 26 car. Going to almost put him under fire from Leo Devlin for a hot minute. Already a quarter of the way through, but I think finally we can really start to kind of let this thing settle down. I think we can start to take a little bit of a breath here. Looks like the initial chaos that Monza can bring is over. We're going to take this moment of the lull of action to look at the race start here. Because my goodness, what a launch. Watch William Brock here. You see Patrick Smith covering off Luca Garza. And there goes Brock to the inside of Stephen Cologne, sends it 3 wide. Little bit of a rub there. That pushes Brock over the curbing, but Cologne's going to stay in front when he was in the middle of 3 wide. Garza didn't get anything out of that, but it looks like Brock did gain a spot. Absolutely amazing stuff, though, from those guys to not have that be a huge pileup in the turn one chicane. I know on iRacing, that chicane is infamous for lap 1, turn 1 pileups, especially with standing starts. So huge props for them being able to sort themselves down there. I know you'll see Junior now trying to make a run on Luca Garza. Looks like that 32 car has caught some ground. Closing in, 10th and a half. William Brock wants to make an attack on. He might actually have something to say about this. Freeman can't go on the offensive against Garza. All of a sudden, he's on defense as William Brock makes the lunge into the turn 1 chicane, but is going to bail out, and Junior clears, but all of that work undone in an instant. You can see Shea Barrett also looking antsy right in behind as he tries to get himself sorted. Take a look at a replay here. Cameron Preston way deep into the turn 1 chicane, hops over the curbing, into the sand, cuts back, and gets into Mason Skinner. And they collide and come to rest at the exit of the turn 1 chicane. I would not be surprised if that's a safety car because of that. It's a precarious position where they're stopped. And in fact, that is going to be the case. Yellow flag is out. Safety car deployed for the first time on the day. Could this have a say in how this championship battle develops? DeBello was really starting to pull a huge gap, but all of that's kind of falling apart for him now. And now that is going to kind of keep the field at bay. Zachary DeBello still leads from Cologne, from Nanigo, Garza Jr., Brock Barrett, Smith, Gaforth, Vincent Devlin, the other Smith, and Skinner. Your running order. Mason Skinner still trying to catch the field. Here's another look at what happened. Preston deep on the brakes, hops over the sausage curbs, not once but twice into the sand, and just comes right back on track without even looking where it was going. That was very, very clumsy On behalf of Cameron Preston there, that should have been handled a lot better than it ended up being. Luckily, Mason Skinner got away with that relatively unscathed. This look on board of Preston. I understand he wanted to get back on the track quickly, so it was to try to lose as little time as possible. I mean, that's just kind of silly there. Clearly not paying attention at all. This is what it looked like for Mason Skinner. Sees a cut across. He tries to gun it, and I mean, yeah, I think that kind of says the story right there. This is one more look, and you can already see the streaks being left behind as he outbraked himself with a little bit of a lockup. It was lucky that he kept it out of the tire barriers there, but when it just comes across, I mean, it's a pretty outrageous rejoin there. Sends a cone flying as well. So the whole field now bunched up behind the iRacing safety car. Lights are still on. Of course, unlike typical series where you'll be seeing multiple different seasons of how something should play out, this time around, it's not going to be quite that similar. Going to finish up one championship, drop the series, move on to the next. Keep things nice and fresh. And, of course, with this series finishing up, there will be a few more races from the Formula 3 and Ultimate IndyCar championships before we actually get properly sorted with the new series. But it is looking like what will be coming up next will be a V8 Supercar Series championship, which seems to be a very, very popular choice for a good number of drivers out there that have voted as to which series they would like to see next on the channel. The V8 Supercar Series would feature a 12-race schedule. Races about 150 kilometers in length, with field sizes of up to 34 different drivers. Smith and Skinner both in a pit road. There's the word from race control. Safety car in this lap. We get set to go back racing. And Tabella's got a lot of work ahead of him. We're slinging our way on up here towards the second chicane on the night, and you see Cameron Preston now in pit road as well, but it should be relatively easy for these guys out here in the field. So this will no doubt be one hectic restart. A lot of very, very big potential on the line. So who knows at this point, well, what will end up happening for these guys? I mean, my goodness. It's just a question of how long is it going to take for these guys to really find ourselves with what could be a monstrous accident. There you can see Skinner and Smith both catched up to the tail end of the field. So I want to ask you guys out there, who do you think could potentially be taking the race win here tonight. There's a good number of drivers out there that are no doubt going to be wanting a huge hand to play and how this championship could develop between DeBello and Junior. Those are really the two drivers to watch. Again, they entered this race tied in points. We're going to be green with less than 5 minutes to go. It's going to be 2 or 3 laps then at the very most. Oh boy, it is time to get wild from the field here. Pace cars coming around through the Parabolica now. Just under 4 minutes left to go. Lap times are about a minute 45 to a minute 50. So it is looking like it'll be 2 laps to go when we take the green flag. Pace cars down and in. Zachary DeBello leads the field back to green. No moves being made so far down to the first chicane. I think the field was so split apart from that restart that they had to give themselves a second just to get fully sorted. And now you can see Zachary DeBello continuing to extend his lead out at the front of the field, slamming on the binders for the second chicane. This time, Goforth goes defensive in the background, but no passes again being made. I don't think we're really going to be seeing anything until we get all the way down to the Parabolica. I think that's when everybody will kind of settle back into their rhythm and we'll be ready to get back to some proper racing again. Now the question is, will this be the last lap next time by, or will there be one more? There's a move. Leo Devlin trying to make the attack on Bobby Vincent into a scar. It's not going to happen, though. Forced to bail out as Vincent got across Devlin's nose. 2 minutes on the clock. I believe it'll be last lap this time by. DeBello coming through the Parabolica. It's going to be very, very close, but I do believe this is going to be 1 lap left to run from Monza. DeBello's pulled clear. He's just got to stay where he's at. Devlin going on the offensive, going to attack. Bobby Vincent once again. Brock trying to make another lunge on Ricky Freeman Jr. Won't happen, though. Devlin alongside with the 26 car for the final points-paying position into the first chicane. Contact is made. Smith bails out, allowing Skinner through. And all the while, Shea Barrett, William Brock, and Aiden Smith all still in a bubble as well. Through the Lesmos and down that back straightaway for the final time today. And into the Ascari chicane. DeBello is in front. 20 seconds on the clock. He's not going to get there in time. And Ricky Freeman Jr. is 4 seconds back with nothing he can do about it. Zachary DeBello had a horrible start to his season, dropped back to 5th place in the points, but now, after a solid run in the final laps of the season. He's going to come out of the curve of the Parabolica. He wins the race, the season finale here at Monza. And with that, he is the Lamborghini Super Trofeo champion. Freeman fought hard, but just couldn't break into the top 5 enough to be able to work his way up to DeBello. The slower traffic hindered him too much. So in the heads-up brawl, Zachary DeBello will take the crown and win himself a title in the Lamborghini Super Trofeo Series. We'll take a rundown of your official results for us then. Here tonight it is Zachary DeBello winning it all over Stephen Cologne. Casey Nanekiv finished in 3rd. Luke Garza is 4th with Ricky Freeman Jr. in 5th. William Brock is 6th with Shade Barrett in 7th. Aiden Smith 8th. Goforth is in 9th. Bobby Vincent is in 10th. But there you've got Leo Devlin, Patrick Smith, Mason Skinner, Cameron Preston finishing this race 4 laps down and out of the points. Well, that's going to wrap it all up for us then here tonight for the final race in the Lamborghini Super Trofeo Series. We hope that you've enjoyed the season as much as I have. And we'll be seeing you when we go racing once again. This time in either the Formula 3 or the Ultimate IndyCar Cup Championship. And stick around because, of course, registrations for that V8 Supercars Championship will be opening up very soon. We'll see you there.